All right. First and foremost, we would like to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashem, Kakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and LGMS who rule well, teach well, being great examples to his younger brothers. And peace and blessing salutations to the hopeful elect out there, pushing his word in truth and in sincerity across the four winds in the name of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah, pushing to get up out of here. Shalom to the hopeful elect, the believers, the listeners that have came back to the obedience of the scriptures through faith in Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Alright, well, GMS Mississippi Camp, coming with another quick GMS give and go. Alright, edification, and we're going into playing while injured, performing, while injured, and it's going from a spiritual aspect, because within this ministry, you're going to go through spiritual highs, spiritual lows, you're going to have particular ailments, you're going to have fatigues, you're going to have a lot going on in your personal life, but we are still required to perform, all right, and carry out our duties, as men of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, as pertaining to feeding the sheep and being an asset to the body. That's right. So I'm going to start off in 2 Timothy chapter 4, all right, verse 2. It said, preach the word, be instant in season, out of season, reprove, exhort with all long suffering and doctrine.
And that's the point of the lesson, all right? Because when you think about that term instant, according to the Greek, it means to make ready. Now we utilize this scripture here to basically to say it doesn't matter if it's spring, winter, fall, or summer. We're supposed to be ready to preach the word. Now for this lesson, we have to perform when we're injured. You may receive a spiritual sprain ankle, a spiritual fractured finger, but you still got to perform. Okay, and all of these spiritual elements can come in the form as spiritual writer's block. All right, so at the end of the day, when we go through these situations, we have to pray to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai to give us back that spirit. Yep. We have to continue to plug into the ministry, being around brothers, watching videos, fasting, praying, because at the end of the day, we have to fight a good fight of faith. Yep. All right, and like we stated in class, bro, it's easy to put up 40 and 50 points on a sorry team. But when you have good competition such as Satan, you have to perform whether you're in good spirits or not.
Yep, it's like you say, well, when you go into it, like when you go in season and out of season, it also talks about when it's convenient and when it's not convenient. Because you can have a work schedule. Let's say you were working, just a regular 8 hours, 5 days a week, your 40 hours. You got pretty much flex time. It's pretty much convenient, or you probably got a job where you can, do lessons on the job. You got that a little leeway to get away from the job and do a lesson. It's kind of convenient. But what if you working 6 days, 12 hours a week? Well, you still got to find some type of time, to push the word, to be sharp in the doctrine and push the word. You still got to make a way. Now, it'll be harder for you, but just like you said, that's when you really find out, if you got that spiritual dog in you or not, when it's inconvenient for you to push the word.
That's right.
Your woman might be going through a big beef. She might talk about taking the kids and, all these things going on in the background, but you still got to perform for Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai.
That's it.
Day
in, day out.
Yep.
I get that revelation.
Okay, come.
You got something you want to add?
This is Revelation chapter 3, verse 11. Behold, I come quickly. Hold that fast which thou hast.
So what do we have? We have this truth, all right? Through the mercy of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, and Lord will, we are the hopeful elect. We potentially could be part of that government. Go ahead, bro.
All right. It says that no man take thy crown.
Right. That no man take thy crown. All right. Because at the end of the day, you have to perform. And if you're not performing up to par, what's going to happen? Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai will bench your ass or cut you from the team.
Yep.
Why? Because basically you couldn't apply your maximum effort because of a so-called spiritual sprained ankle.
Yep.
So it doesn't matter what we go through. Yeah, it's hard, it can be intense, but you still have to fight.
Yep. Hey, you make yourself, a liability.
That's right.
Your injury is now making you a liability.
Mm-hmm.
You see, like when Jordan played with the flu.
That's right.
What if, he couldn't hold nobody on defense?
Mm-hmm.
He would have been a liability on the court.
That's right.
But on the carnal level, he pushed through.
Yeah.
You see,
Yeah.
and he got a carnal legacy for that.
Exactly.
You see, so how much more are we going to get within the spiritual legacy that's going to be eternal, man?
That's right.
I
got one for you, bro.
Hey,
this is 1 Corinthians 9:24. Know
Yep.
ye not that they which run in a race run all,
Go ahead.
but one receive the prize. So run that ye may obtain.
Yep, so run that you may attain. Hey, because everyone has to run and finish their own individual course.
That's right.
Everyone's course has an end. You see? But each individual brother has to finish his own course. No one else can finish your course for you, man.
Mm-hmm.
We're here to, as we have the liberty to be around each other, iron sharpen iron, we here to motivate, brothers in the spirit, But at the end of the day, each brother got to put his left foot before his right foot time after time again by himself, man.
That's right.
Because everybody operating, at their full capacity as an individual, all right, it helps the whole unit.
Yeah.
You see?
It does, man.
But that's what it's about.
What can you bring to the team?
Yep.
What can you bring to the team?
Yep.
And once you are able to bring, these spiritual gifts to the team, then therefore the team becomes valuable. The team becomes good and you become valuable.
Yep.
Why? Because you are a spiritual asset.
Yep. This 1 Timothy 4:14. It says, I started at 13. It says, till I come, give attendance to reading, to exhortation, to doctrine.
To give attendance. And you have to do this by being consistent, having an ongoing mindset. Go ahead, bro.
And it says, neglect not thy gift. It said, neglect not the gift that is in thee, which was given thee by prophecy, by the laying on of the hands of the presbytery.
And you can't neglect your gift, all right? And when what does it mean to neglect something? To not tend to it, to not see about it. And you have certain brothers, that basically receive these spiritual sprained ankles, these spiritual fractured fingers, and they just neglect their gift. And hey, I've been in a situation where, it feels like the spirit ain't dealing, but you gotta fight through it. You can't neglect your office. Why? Because when you do this, now you're making room for a potential brother to take your crown.
Yep.
Just because you had that spiritual flu and you didn't want to perform.
Yep.
You done came this far. They got damn near knee deep in the playoffs just to give fucking up, man.
Yep.
You want to add, bro?
Hey, just read on. When you go to verse 15, it says, meditate upon these things, give thyself wholly to them, that thy profiting may appear to all.
Holy means all of you. And how do you do that? With your mindset, going into your belief system, and like the brother Yash broke down that instant, okay, in the Greek, even when it's not convenient for you, that's true allegiance. Make Yahweh Hashem Al-Shah proud.
Yep.
Back on you, bro.
Hey, because it can be a situation where, every time you try to do a video, that woman come in the room purposely disrupted. Hey, you gotta leave there, man.
That's right.
Go to a park,
Yeah.
all right? Push that word out, then go deal with it. You see? Because at the end of the day, all right, that's why scriptures say, no man that warreth entangle himself with the affairs of this life, so he can please him that chose him to be a soldier, man.
Mm-hmm.
So we can't be so enwrapped in something within our life that we start being unproductive in the spirit, man.
Right.
That's when it's a problem. Even Jake at work, like, I tell Jake at work, like, look, I'm not here to govern your personal life. But I said, now when it started affecting your output at the job, now it's my problem.
Mm-hmm.
You see, now you done made it my problem. Now I gotta address it.
Mm-hmm.
You know? So at the end of the day, all right, it's all about being productive, you know, and being professional. Cause see, it was a I was watching the interview, I forgot who said it, but they had asked him, they said, what's the difference between a professional, all right, and a non-professional? Well, he was like, well, it's a lot of athletes in the world, a lot of people fast, can jump high, can shoot good.
Mm-hmm.
He said, but a professional can perform under any circumstances, no matter what's going on in his life, no matter what's going on in the game. He said a professional can perform in any circumstances.
Yeah.
That's what makes him a professional.
Yeah.
You see?
And all the greats, like the Kobe's, the Michael Jordans, the Floyd Mayweathers, you know, hey, even from a spiritual sense, Apostle Paul, Yahweh Shai, you know.
Hey, the Apostle Paul was he was awaiting to be judged by the Caesar.
That's right.
He was still putting out a lot of them letters, the epistles we see. Paul was in bonds. You see?
That's right.
That's why other people had to write the letters for him.
That's right.
You know?
Damn.
And then he give credit to Phoebe because she sent them out.
Mm-hmm.
You see? But he was still putting on. He didn't look at that situation like, damn, I can't do nothing here. No, he made it work, man. You know?
And that would be considered performing while injured.
It was inconvenient.
It was inconvenient for him, but he was still instant,
Yep.
in season and out of season.
Yep. So I'm gonna read the last one. Then verse 16 said, take heed unto thyself and unto the doctrine, continue in them, for in doing this thou shalt both save thyself and them that hear thee.
Hey, take heed to thyself. So basically, you have to self-examine yourself to see if you're in the faith.
Yep.
You know, and you get good by putting your all into something, regardless of what it is. So if you want to be a good prophet, then you have to plug into the ministry.
Yep.
You know, in order to edify others, first and foremost, you have to edify yourself.
Yep.
If you don't know nothing, of course you ain't gonna be able to publish that many works. So you have to continue to build.
Yep.
But most importantly, for those that has all the attributes and things of that nature, you still gotta perform. You know, through the good, through the bad. That's what makes you who you are.
Yep. Hey, because it said not only will you be saved, but those that hear you. Because you got to understand, like, it ain't, you know, it's more believers than prophets.
Yeah.
You know, so it's going to be people depending on this word to come out because they don't have the spirit to prophesy. It ain't on them.
Yeah.
You know, they're just believers. You see?
Yeah.
So it ain't, you know, it's you putting on for the nation, you know, by making yourself the most productive, you know, teacher within this ministry, man.
Right.
You know?
That's right.
All right, well, that was it. You know, we pray that you brothers and you few sisters were edified. You know, keep fighting. You know, hey, we just got to perform through it all, man. You know, no excuses, man. Yahweh Shai was the best example of that, man.
Right.
Through it all, you know. So till next time, we say shalom.
Hey, shalom.